this is Sticky once again, the former spokesperson for the American Cultural Tradition and or Cultural Memory Complaint Department, and the current head and or chief and or director of the Stochastic Intelligence Agency. Yes, and I'm here once again to update you on the current situation revolving the investigation of the individual, well, not, actually, the individual not responsible for the death of Charlie Kirk, the individual who used the gun that shot the bullets that made the hole, which is actually responsible for the death of Charlie Kirk. And it turns out that this particular individual who we thought was responsible before, he's a red herring, and yes, he's a red herring, and he is not responsible for shooting the gun that projected the bullet that made the hole that's responsible for the death of Charlie Kirk. And I think he's just a patsy. He's just, you can see by the big eyes there. This is once again, if you don't recall or remember, this is the love child of Charlie Manson, as you can see in the big eyes, the big crazy man eyes. Yes, indeed. And ain't nobody got those eyes except Charlie Manson and his love child. So anyway, they probably wanted to pin it on this guy because Charlie Manson had such a bad reputation, and ran around killing people that were famous, just like the other guy did that killed this Charlie Kirk guy, this bigoted, racist, misogynist, white nationalist guy pretends to be Christian, but doesn't know what he's talking about, and is makes all this money from the gun lobby, NRA, and his drug company that sells all them drugs that we talked about before. In any case, this is another guy. Okay, so I'm gonna let the story unfold, and as the story unfolds, I'm gonna show the pictures that demonstrate and provide evidence of what actually happened. All right, are you ready? I'm gonna change the slide. Are you ready? Here we go. I'm changing the slide. There it is. We changed the slide. Okay, so as you recall, this one and this one over here, these are images that we looked at before. And as you recall, on his shirt he had a message that said, "I'm not the shooter." And so we thought that message was pretty clear that informing us that he's not the shooter. But as it turned out, and I'll try to demonstrate this. I hope you can see. We're gonna zoom in, and you can see that this T-shirt that says "I'm not the shooter" that was actually photoshopped in later. Yeah, it was photoshopped in later by the conspirators who are actually responsible for this trying to get this guy off. You know what I'm saying? So I'm gonna focus in. See, I don't know if you can see. We made the same mistake. We identified this. See, I'm not the shooter. We identified this with being on the T-shirt at the time that this photograph was taken. But as you can clearly see now, it's been photoshopped in. But it's an easy mistake. Remember when President Donald J. Misidentified those tattoos on the knuckles of Mr. Kilmar, Abrego, is it Abrego or Abrego? Garcia, and as gang tattoos, but turned out that they were just they were just tattoos of his favorite Warner Brothers cartoons. It's an easy mistake to make, you know what I'm saying? And so, but see, as you zoom in here, you can really see that's Photoshop now, right? Okay, so that little statement there, "I am not the shooter," is in fact not evidence that this guy is not the shooter. And so it turns out. Let's go on. Okay, so there's another picture of him, and that "I'm not the shooter." This is the "I am not the shooter" guy. His name apparently is Tyler Robinson. And as the story unfolds, it's intriguing, and there's twists and there's turns and there's betrayal and there's it's almost like a sonnet and a tragedy at the same time. But it's also a comedy because there's a love story involved as well. And so we'll get to all that. But this guy's name is this is his mugshot, I think. This is Tyler Robinson. And here, we'll take someone. There's another picture of him. You see how handsome he is, smiling in that little Utah style way that they smile down there in Utah. If you ever have Mormons, come to your door, knock, hey, we're the Mormons, we're coming to your door, we're gonna proselytize to you. Can we come in and bother you for a while? And then they all look like this, basically. And okay, Tyler Robinson, he's a handsome young man, isn't he? In a white bread kind of way. And okay, so ready? Here's the story as it unfolds. So apparently, this guy right here is the lover of another guy whose name is Nick Fuentes. And this Nick Fuentes guy, apparently, this is what we've made of the story so far. Nick Fuentes asked his lover, Tyler Robinson, to commit this crime so that Nick Fuentes could take over all of the NRA contracts that Charlie Kirk had, making money, making money from the NRA, right? Preaching about how this Second Amendment right, is one of the 10 Commandments. You know what I mean? And it says, thou shalt not kill, honor thy father and thy mother, don't steal, and join the NRA. And apparently Charlie Kirk was making a lot of money doing that. And then he had this drug business on the side, as we've seen and as we demonstrated, where he's selling all them drugs. And apparently Nick Fuentes wanted to take over Charlie Kirk's big drug market and all of his NRA contracts. And Charlie Kirk was having none of it. And so Nick Fuentes asked this guy by the name of Tyler Robinson to murder him so that he could assume a position as head of the Charlie Kirk empire of drugs and NRA contracts. All right, so here's some more evidence right here. Okay, so this image right here, see, this is an image of Tyler Robinson. As you can see from the image, this is undoctored image of Tyler Robinson. And you can see that he's saying, you can see what he's saying here, undoctored. Dad, please, don't tell anyone, but I'm in love with Nick Fuentes. And that's part of the contributing evidence that we know that this relationship was actually going on. And apparently, his dad got upset about this relationship that Tyler Robinson was having with Nick Fuentes and his wrath. These people are all to greater or lesser degree violently homophobic and misogynist. And when I say violently, it means like they would sacrifice their own children over this kind of stuff, right? So you get the idea. This is the betrayal part of the love story right here. This is the love story and the betrayal. It's the betrayal. In a way, poor Tyler Robinson was betrayed both by Nick Fuentes, who now claims that they never had a relationship, and he was betrayed by his dad. And you can see what he's asking. He's pleading with his dad. Dad, please, don't tell anyone, but I'm in love with Nick Fuentes. Well, whether he told anyone that he was in love with Nick Fuentes or not, he turned him in. He turned him in for killing this poor Charlie Kirk guy, and he wasn't going to turn him in before until he found out about the love relationship here between Miss Fuentes and this guy. Oh, I forgot to mention, Tyler Robinson is a distant relative of Will Robinson. Do you remember Will Robinson from Lost in Space? He's like, danger, Will Robinson. And if Tyler would have listened to that robot, he I just have to say, if Tyler would listen to that robot, was all like, Will Robinson, there's danger, don't go there, Will Robinson, danger, don't go there. And if Tyler had one of them, like, Tyler Robinson, danger, don't attempt to kill Charlie Kirk. And then he, don't tell your dad you're in love with Nick Fuentes. He could have, escaped all this mess and trouble. But, we wouldn't have such an interesting plot to the story either, would we? So, anyway, so here's, okay. Yeah, so here's the other part of the betrayal. Here's this guy right here. His name is Nick Fuentes. And you can see, someone's asking him, someone off camera is asking him, Mr. Fuentes, did you ask your lover Tyler Robinson to murder Charlie Kirk? And Nick Fuentes is saying right here, you can see this undoctored image. He's not my lover. I never even met the man. And then the second, what's that? I think that's that's Tyler Robinson. That image of Tyler Robinson that we saw before is on Nick Fuentes' desktop on his computer. That's the set he lives in. Interesting. Why is it? Oh, and then they asked him, why is this picture on your desktop then, if you never met the man? And his comment was, no comment, as you can see. So this, once again, this is an undoctored image and evidence of the unfolding of this double betrayal in the plot and love story, and which is both comedy and tragedy and other stuff too. Let's go on. Okay, so unraveling the story quickly. Apparently, Donald J, sometime in 2022, I believe it was, had a dinner and meeting with this Mr. Fuentes in the middle, and this guy has yet to be identified. This guy with the 2024, this African American guy. I don't know who he is, and maybe somebody out there does know who he is, and if you do, you probably want to talk to the FBI, inform them, who he is. But apparently, like this guy who was seen at this dinner, but no one knows who he is. With this guy, Nick. This is Nick Fuentes. This is the lover. This is the guy who wanted to take over all the contracts. And share them with this guy, 2024. So Nick Fuentes and 2024 over here, we're going to share the NRA contracts and the drug empire that belongs to Charlie Kirk. And they conspired with Donald J. sometime in 2022. Ooh, he's sweaty and kind of weird looking. Anyway. To do so, and I'm not sure what 2024's part in all of this was, but the plot was made at the meeting and dinner in 2024. No, it's got to be 2024 because he's wearing the 2024 cap. But maybe that's another red herring. Maybe that 2024 was doctored in. It was really 2022. You see what I'm saying? In any case, what happened was they developed this idea that they could take over the drug empire and NRA contracts that belonged to Charlie Kirk. And at some point, Nick Fuentes decided that he would ask his lover, because it was a secret love. It was secret. It was a secret hidden love, and it wasn't out in the open. And so they figured, maybe they could get away with it because there would be no connection between this guy and Tyler Robinson and Nick Fuentes. You see what I'm saying? And then this guy would benefit. And I'm not sure, what the monetary rewards for Donald J over here with sweaty orange face and the weirdness is, but he's got bumps on his face now too, looking really weird. Maybe the bumps are a reaction to the orange makeup. I'm not sure. Anyway, so there are other images of these guys together. Let's see. There he is. There's Donald J with his white power fist, and there's 2024, or maybe it was 2022. Like I said, if you see this guy, if you know who he is, you better inform the FBI. Call the FBI. Let them know. And there's Nick Fuentes once again. And then wait, go back. Here's another image of him. Here's that. You can see Nick Fuentes, ugly Donald J with his weird orange face and his bumpy skin and you get the idea. And there's 2024, whoever this guy is. And the extent to which 2024 is involved in this plot and responsible for the death of Charlie Kirk. Well, again, not responsible for the death of Charlie Kirk, but let's see, how do we put this? Okay, so responsible for conspiring with Nick Fuentes to hire Tyler Robinson to use a gun that shot some bullets that left a hole, which is responsible for the death of Charlie Kirk. That's the right way to say it. Okay, anyway, that's the update for today. I hope this was informative. This is Turkey, signing out. Have a good day.